Okay.
It's Alienshift. We are with Sean Morton, and we're asking him about what he thinks about pole shift and 2012.
Okay, in brief, Edgar Cayce was correct when he talked about 1998, 1999 being a pole shift. There are, in fact, 3 north magnetic poles of energy. This is not science fiction, this is fact. What happened was it shifted from one to another, only shifting the magnetic pole about 5 degrees or so in 1998. So we did have a pole shift as Edgar Cayce predicted, but not as severe as Cayce predicted. In the 1940s to the 1950s, the United States military outfitted a B-29 bomber, which was called the Key Bird. It was called the 239th. The 239th Aero Squadron. And what they did is that they mapped the electromagnetic fields of the planet, and this opened up the North Pole to commercial airline travel. One of the things they found was that between 1840 and approximately 1947, that the magnetic pole of the Earth was stable. They then found that the magnetic north of the Earth began to move drastically, and they felt that this was because of a series of atomic weapons that were being used in the 40s and through the 50s that had knocked the Earth slightly off its axis, if you will.
How about 2012?
Okay, what they're now finding, and this was written up by the Rand Corporation in Look magazine. By the way, there are current studies on this being done at Hyderabad University in India, is that true north and magnetic north are moving towards each other.
Okay.
And that their projection is that true and mag north would meet at some point between 2012 and approximately 2014.
I see.
In the experiments that were done by the Rand Corporation and are now being duplicated via a computer model at Hyderabad University, in 60% of these computer models, when true north and magnetic north actually met, in 60% of the models they saw an electromagnetic shift of the poles. In other words, North Pole became the South Pole, South Pole became the North Pole electromagnetically, which caused huge electromagnetic storms, massive lightning storms, and huge wind storms, 600-700 miles an hour or so on Earth. In 40% of these models, the planet actually flipped over. That the planet actually shifted on its side, with the new magnetic north actually resting somewhere in Saudi Arabia. They believe that this coming global superstorm will occur between 2012 and approximately 2014. Looking at the Great Pyramid of Giza, 2012 to 2014 is an area that they call the River of Fire in the Pit, showing that some kind of great cosmic or galactic event beyond our control occurs in the 2012 to 2014 time frame, which then changes life on Earth as we know it.
Do you believe that something yourself? What do you believe in? What will happen 2012 onwards?
I think that in that phase we will have some kind of electromagnetic shifting of the poles. I do not see a planetary pole shift, but the electromagnetic pole shift will create a great deal of chaos, and the most chaos it will create was sort of a Y2K style event, because if we do have an EM pole shift, that means anything that's connected to a ground wire operating at 8 cycles, which is the true nature of the Earth. Remember, we operate on a 60 cycle grid, will fry. And this is part of the Hopi prophecy that talk about all of our devices and all of our electrical companions, as they call it, will turn against us. Imagine having every toaster in the world catching fire and burning down your house because it's shorting out due to a shift of this. By the way, we're seeing this now, and a lot of what's going to be exacerbating this is that cycle 24 of the sun just began about a month or so ago and will reach its zenith with gigantic solar flares and sunspot activity in the 2012 to 2014 time frame, right when the sun is at galactic center, by the way.
Do you relate this to ascension also, or?
I relate it to an ascension where I think we all move into a 5th dimensional space, and what that means is that we're functioning in height, width, breadth, time, and a world of spirit, which means that we can see colors, speak to animals, speak from the heart.
ETs.
Yeah, that we see auras, we see into people's bodies, we can heal, we can see the past, the present, and the future. We become inundated with the Force, very much like the Jedi Knights in Star Wars.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Sean, for your message.